Mm. All right, I just made a video on righteousness, and so it's like, what do I talk about now? I just want to blab away, but it's like, what do I talk about now? And I know what I want to talk about. I know we're talking about righteousness, so I know what I want to talk about, right? So I've talked about this before, but I don't think I've been able to articulate it. Um, so let me try again. Um, so I think there's this show called like Westworld. I think it's called. I've never seen it. I think I've seen a recap of it, but it's a story where you can pay money and then enter into a world that's filled with AI robots, right? And I've talked about this whole AI thing that's a misnomer, but whatever. We'll just go along with the language that you guys are trained to knowing. So you have these AI robots, right? And you can go into like an old west thing. You can go into any, and I think they have like three different packages. I know one of them is a Wild West type thing. Even though the Wild West is total fantasy because there was more violence in New York City in any one year than in the whole of the West, right? Um, but it's cool. It's cool fantasy. It is. Though everybody loves Western fantasies. Um, so do. So I mean, this is and this is like we can see that this is something that could be a reality someday. This Westworld type story, definitely. But I have other um, another iteration of this, another variety, other than this Westworld stuff. So think about like an RPG game. So one of the first RPG game that I actually no, the first RPG game I played was Zelda, obviously. Um, but I just don't think of Zelda as like RPG. It's like action RPG, I guess. Um, but anyways, the first RPG game I played was Fantasy Star. It was on Sega, and it was great. I just love it. It had a world. You get lost into this world just like reading a story. Um, it had a story, but the RPG mechanics mimic human progress. So if you're learning a language, the progress on your path to mastering this language is the same mechanics of an RPG game, right? So the mechanics of an RPG game mimic human progress. And so but think about that. Think about building robots that you could fight against, right? And these robots could be anywhere from easy mode to hard mode. They may require different motor skills to succeed um, in defeating each one. Um, so, I mean, these robots, these monster robots that you build, could have but at the end of the day, they're toys. Now some of these monster robots could have like high degree of difficulty, which means there could be like broken bones or concussions, and that would be the high degree of difficulty. Um, but I've said it before. Like think about that. Think like um, this idea of Westworld is a economically viable business, right? I mean, you have these cruise ships that go around. This is like a vacation that you take, and you're going to need NPCs to and robot maintenance people that you're going to need to pay, but robots can be 90% of the world, right? And then definitely you'll have humans, and you'd want to have a system whereby multiple customers could be experiencing it at the same time. So in other words, like a singular storyline would be difficult to come up with. But if you create a world and you throw the people in the world and you have multiple storylines maybe. But anyways, but it is an economically, Westworld is an economically viable business, but so is what I'm talking about. And it's like you could think about it as like a coming of age adventure that you throw your kids into, you know? That they have to go on to this, adventure. But, you don't even have to think in those terms. Like, shit, like, this just sounds fun. Like, it really does. And that's where righteousness comes in. Because in order for this to happen, because I'm 46, I just turned 46. And so in order for this to happen, like, all you roboticists out there, and there needs to be people who get into logistics in order to bring down costs. I mean, it's only it's only a viable business or viable thing if people start planning all this stuff. Worlds and stories have to be created. But no, it just sounds fun. It really does. You just go on this RPG-like adventure. And again, it not all of them have to be RPG. Like we could do the whole Westworld stuff where we just enter into the West, or we enter into a space civilization even, right? You could create any world you wanted and populate it with robots and monster robots and AI human-like robots. And then actual real people too sometimes, and obviously all the other customers. But this is totally. But you guys need to get on this. You guys need to get on this because, damn it really sounds fun. I mean, we talk about all the negative and bad stuff concerning modern technology, but something like this sounds just really positive and awesome.